Hello everyone, my name's Anne Marie Graham-Hudak, your Canton Township Supervisor, and we're here with Good Day Canton with our good friend, Municipal Services Director Dave Norwood. Hello Dave.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Thank you, Madam Supervisor. Yeah.
You've been very busy with our new contract with Priority Waste. I know that we had from a couple years already a lot of confusion and consternation about GFL with the pickups. There were resource issues and some union issues, I think we found out, and just COVID, of course, didn't help a lot of things.
Sure.
So we went to a new contract and
Yes.
Priority Waste, and we actually were ahead of the curve because come to find out after we had our contract, as of July 1st, they're moving to Priority Waste anyways because Priority Waste purchased GFL.
Yes, they have. Yes.
So tell us what that means to Canton, if anything, with our contract.
So you're correct. Priority Waste is in the process of procuring GFL's operations in Southeast Michigan. We don't see it being a problem for us going forward because we have a contractual arrangement with them. We are concerned about the transition from GFL to Priority for the time before our contract starts July 29th. So, July 29th. Where we want to have some time to make sure that we still get things picked up as best as we can. As you know, we have not been happy with GFL over the last couple of years with their service to Canton.
Correct, exactly. Now, we know there's a lot of exciting things that are going to be different about this. All of them are pretty new to our residents here, but if you look at surrounding communities, they've kind of been there for a while. They have, we have recyclable picked up with the automatic arm, and now we're going to have trash pick up with the automatic arm. So you want to talk about how that works?
Sure. So when we went out for the bids, we got proposals back, and the proposals, clearly the industry is changing to one-person trucks, which have a mechanical arm that picks up the garbage cart or recycling cart. And up till now, Canton has not had that for the garbage. However, with these proposals that came back, it made sense to transition to every resident will have a 95-gallon or a 65-gallon cart to put their trash in.
Very good. Now, what does that mean for some people, or all people actually, with this new garbage can? How much does it take up, or talk about that a little bit?
So the 95-gallon cart will hold 3 times the size of a 32-gallon can that most people have used up to date. So it takes quite a bit of trash. It also, the footprint of that is the same as a 32-gallon cart. Okay. We are working with residents to have, they want a smaller cart. For example, they have situations where they can't store the 95-gallon cart. But that also has the same footprint as the 32-gallon cart. And
you can put as little or as much as you want up to the 95 gallons.
Sure. Yeah, you can put in one bag. We prefer a bag for garbage, though you can put loose trash, but we prefer a bag. And you also do not have to put it out every week. There's no ordinance in Canton that says you have to put your trash at the curb every week. So in the wintertime, for sure, when it's cold out, you can hold back for a couple weeks if you want to before you pull it out.
And of course the bag helps, like you said, even for the resident because it'd be cleaner for them.
Yeah, it's certainly cleaner for the resident, and the arm works to put it into the garbage truck. It lifts the can up and tips it. So we're concerned about loose trash blowing through the neighborhood, and as you know, and as you don't like to see any trash blowing through the neighborhood, we want to keep Canton clean because it's a very clean community.
Exactly. Now you've had some residents with concerns because they have smaller garages or their HOAs don't allow things, and what have you come across? Because you have visited almost 30 HOAs now after you had a town hall on this.
Yeah, we had a town, we've been doing a lot of education, a lot of communication, and we will be doing more. But yeah, so we had a town hall meeting, and we offered the township, myself and some DPW staff, to meet with residents and HOAs mostly, the leadership. And so what we found in certain places of Canton where there are one-car garages where they clearly can't fit a larger cart, so they're going with a smaller cart. There's also areas where there are no garages and there's not really a good place to store a big cart, so we're working with them with a smaller cart.
Very good. Now, I've heard a couple things. One woman asked me, she said, now if I put something outside, like let's say they have more than 95 gallons of trash and they put a bag next to it, what happens then?
So our policy and our procedure going forward is we're not going to be picking up bags next to carts. Okay. However, early on in the process, the haulers did indicate they will pick up bags, but long term is not to put bags next door. Certainly work with your neighbors potentially to put it in your neighbor's can. However, but if you have bulk items, if you have a refrigerator or a couch or a grill or something, you can put that 2 items every week next to your garbage cart.
Okay, and what'll happen is they'll see that and they'll call back for another truck? Is that how that works?
Yeah, there'll be a separate truck just to pick up bulk items. Okay. It's a term of art in the garbage world. So.
Yes, well, and you talked about sharing, and that's important, right? Because even some people have told you that I can't fit that recyclable bin and my trash, however, maybe we share a recyclable bin, because I only do a little recycling, so that's a good way to do it. You're right, if you have more than 5 bags, or you can go next door and say, hey, can I just put this in your bin?
Yeah, I have found in my certainly work, I haven't been working here 20 years, but I've certainly been interacting with the residents. Residents get along with each other, and they do cooperate with each other, so I see that happening with the trash and recycling too.
Very good. Now, what are the other common questions that you might have heard when you visited some of these ways?
Yeah, people, a couple of things are people wondering, has the day changed where we're going to be picking up the trash? And I said, those things are not changing at all. It's still going to, your day now, whatever your day now is for trash pickup is going to stay the same. So there'll be no change. Also, people are concerned about recycling, and I said, recycling, you keep your cart that you have now, and that will also, that whole program will stay the same.
Yes.
We'll recycle the same amounts. And as you know, I know you're working very hard on the landfill issues that we have, and so we encourage folks to recycling because that helps keep the landfill open longer, because that keeps our trash hauling costs much cheaper in the township. And it's also, it's the right thing to do too.
Definitely, we want to keep recycling. That is important. You're right, because we have so few years left on our landfill there. A couple other questions that they gave me. What happens if a cart is broken or damaged during service?
So the carts are warranted, and if there's any problem with it being broken, you contact DPW or Priority Waste. There'll be a number that'll be shared. And it'll be replaced.
Now, can residents purchase a second cart if needed?
Yes, we do anticipate some residents, larger families or whatever their home situation is, they need extra capacity for garbage, and they'll be able to procure another cart.
Okay, now, this is an interesting question. Is there an option to switch to a smaller cart? Now, you found some places require it.
Yes.
But for those, it may not have spoken to you yet.
Yes. So, yes, there's an opportunity for residents. We have senior citizens in town and may have some challenges in moving a larger cart. They can contact the DPW or Priority, and we'll get another cart, a smaller cart for them. Also, if they have challenges, mobility challenges, we'll work with them to also get a smaller cart.
And it's interesting because Priority said to us, some people ask for smaller carts up front, then they come back and say, actually, I want the bigger one.
Yes, that's true, yeah, because you find these carts are very convenient, and certainly in other places that I've worked where we transitioned to the carts, it's been very successful as far as just people managing the trash around their house.
One gentleman, he wanted to show me how it works. So he came out with his wheelchair, his motorized wheelchair, and he dragged it down while he was motoring down. And he says, this is not hard for me at all. So I was happy to see that. He wanted to try it out.
Yeah, the carts are ADA compliant.
Yeah.
They're big enough but light enough that most people can move around with them pretty easily.
Oh, very good. So now, will residents still be able to report a missed pickup online?
Yes, they will. So that process will remain, and it's going to be through the Canton Township's website.
The interesting thing about that question is that a couple things. They'll still be able to do it online, but the cool thing about these trucks, and even Priority Waste as it is that it's a lot of, they use, what's the standard that they're saying? That if you go to their site, you can see it looks like basically an air traffic controller. And they've got cameras all over their trucks, and they're watching things. So after a while, their truck learns the route.
Yes. So it's kind of like mission control. So one of the things that was one of the improvements to the system is that the trucks have cameras all through them. So they'll be watching whenever the driver comes up and pulls up and see what's picked up. And so we'll know when we have a missed pickup and what's been out there. And then we also have a dedicated staff person within the Priorities Mission Control for Canton who can help us handle some of those issues when there's a missed pickup.
And in previous times, like with our current hauler, if they needed a substitution and someone didn't know the route, it's easy to miss some of the courts and hidden areas in Canton. I mean, if you can just go by and you don't even see that you've missed a row of houses, or sometimes subdivisions have been missed. But this truck, by learning the route, will be able to flag that.
Yes. Yep, that's correct. Yeah, Canton is not a grid pattern community.
Right.
Which it's just the nature of how things were developed here. So there is some learning that needs to happen on the different routes, on the different days. Yeah.
That's now, you already said they will not get a new cart for yard waste. That's still going to be in the bag, right?
Bags, yeah, craft paper bags,
Okay.
or a marked bin that says yard waste on it.
And that will be on the same day.
Same day, correct.
Right now, we're doing Saturdays, but for yard waste. However, when we start with priority, it will be on the same day.
Back on the day that your
Very
recycling
good.
gets picked up.
And will priority waste provide residents with scheduled Canton cleanup days?
Yeah, so we are going to continue the Canton cleanup days. We're working on a site that it's going to happen. We'll be announcing those to the township, so that service will continue.
Okay. And another thing is if you think about it, the Canton cleanup days, but also the yard waste. So we've been able to sometimes see yard waste brought back here after it's been composted and it's ready for fertilizer. Will priority waste do that also?
Yes, we arrange with Priority Waste for in the spring to have the compost to be able to pick it up at the DPW yard.
Okay.
For Canton residents. It's not really for landscaping companies, but it's for Canton residents to use in their whatever projects they're doing around their own home.
Very cool. So where can residents go if they have questions or need more information about solid waste collections, which we will actually put on the
Yeah,
camera
there's some
also.
contact information,
Yes.
yes, from the website.
Yeah, we'll put that cantonmichigan.gov 216, or they can email you at municipal services as cantonmi.gov, or call Public Works at 734-397-1011. The cool thing we also have, we have Indigov, which is really nice because Emma, who is our resident advocate, is able to respond to really quickly as the calls come in for any issue. But
Yeah,
this-
Emma's been working very closely with this project, so she's very familiar with what's going on with the.
Yeah, it's helped with this a lot.
She's been great, wonderful.
Oh,
Great
very
asset to
good.
the community.
Well, anything else you'd like to say about this, about what you've learned?
We're just excited. I know that people are somewhat, it can be frustrated at times because it is a change. I think, been my experience is a year from now, we'll be very happy with it, and we'll notice that we're keeping Canton clean.
Very good. Thank you for joining us, Dave, and we appreciate you being here and all the good work you're doing in the community.
Thank you, Madam Supervisor.
Thank you for joining us at Good Day Canton. We will see you next time.
This program has been produced by Canton Community Productions.